Well, this has been quite a day for the museum, and a day of celebration, really. We've seen the donation of the undoubtedly the most historic artifact of our sport of hot air ballooning. We've heard that the roof is going to be fixed so that Ed's possessions and nothing else will be leaked on. And I'm here in really a dual role today. Those of you that know me as editor of the BFA Publications, I'm here to represent the Balloon Federation of America. But I'm also here for a more specific purpose, and that is to represent the members of the North Louisiana Ballooning Association from my hometown area around Shreveport, Louisiana. I've been very fortunate. The sport that Ed, Russ, and Jim, and Don created out of their work has given me 25 years of the best years of my life. It unfortunately has also given me the worst day of my life, and that was May 18th, just a year ago, when I unfortunately witnessed two of my very good friends die in a power line accident. And I wanted to talk a little bit about them. I'm going to try to get through this and keep my wits about me. Bill Harwell and Sandy DeMoss were no different than any of the rest of us in this room. They were people who were fun-loving, they were outgoing, intelligent, loved all sorts of all of life, and found ballooning rather late in life, actually. The three of us together were only a few months apart in age, and I'll leave it to say we were in the 50-something category. So the three of us had a lot in common and had become very close through ballooning and otherwise before they were killed. I didn't know Sandy as well as I knew Bill. Sandy learned to fly in 1999, and her dream was to have a special shape balloon. She wanted a gorilla. Now, I don't know where that came from. I haven't found out yet. But she was a single mom with a teenage son and a nursing student at the time, and she decided that money just wasn't going to allow for that. So she wanted still something that was a very distinctive balloon design, something that she wasn't going to be happy with just a multicolored balloon like the rest of us have. And one of her favorite fruits was watermelon. So strangely enough, she sat down with the artist at Aerostar, which I guess is appropriate today, Raven Industries, and developed and designed a balloon that looked like a flying slice of watermelon, green, white, and yellow on top for the rind, and then the pink meat of the fruit with the seeds all around the envelope. It was quite a striking design, and one of my favorite memories of Sandy was en route to our first balloon rally, her first balloon rally, Tulsa, Oklahoma, a few years ago. Several of us in the club traveled together, caravan together. We all had common radios on our cars. So we're driving along the highway, chit-chatting on the radio, and Sandy realizes she hasn't named her new balloon. Well, you know how that is with a bunch of balloonists. That gave us a subject to talk about for the next hour and a half while we were driving down the highway. And there were things like, melon head, melonade, pink lady. Sandy was, ladies forgive me, well endowed in one particular attribute. And so Melon Mama was one of the names that came out. And somewhere along the way, I remembered, or I thought, well, it's a watermelon, it flies in the air, so why not Melonair? And so I mentioned that on the radio, and you heard all the radios go quiet, and Sandy said, that's it. And so that was my contribution to Sandy and her ballooning career was Melonair. Sandy started like a lot of pilots, and I had worried about her originally because she seemed to be one of these pilots who just allowed the balloon to take her wherever it wanted, and when it's time to land, she fortunately found a place to land. I'm glad to say that the last time I saw Sandy fly was at an event that I held in Beaumont, Texas, in my hometown, and on a very difficult morning, she was one of the few who made it to the target, and I was very proud of her that day. There was to be a gorilla special shape in her future, and unfortunately Sandy's future was cut very short. Bill Harwell learned to fly in 1996, loved competitive ballooning, absolutely loved it. He could also be a little frugal, though, and one year he learned a lesson the hard way. He was flying at I think it was the Southeast Regional Championships in Canton, Mississippi, and Bill finished second place. Well, a competition card at that time was $50 through the BFA, and Bill wasn't sure that he was going to fly enough TAS to ever go to the Nationals, wasn't sure the $50 was worth it. So he had not, at that point, joined the competition division. He finished second in the race to a Texas pilot who won the event. But being from Texas, he was not a member of the Southeast region of the BFA. Bill, being from Louisiana, was. But since he did not hold a CD card, he was not eligible for the championship. So he saved $50 by not buying a card. It cost him $500 in prize money that day. Suffice it to say, Bill was never without a championship competition division card from that day forward. One of my favorite memories of Bill, and there are many, we were almost like brothers. We did breakfast 3 or 4 times a week together. But he learned to fly in a balloon, a hand-me-down balloon from his bigger brother, Pat Harwell, called Old Blue. It was basically a solid blue balloon with white pennants. In 1999, he decided to build a new balloon, and it was a blue and yellow checkerboard balloon, and strangely enough, he kept the name Old Blue. And I say strangely because when the balloon was finished, late 1999, sometime about mid-December, he got a call from Aerostar telling him it was ready for delivery, and Bill said, "Oh, no. I don't want the balloon." He said, "I want the first balloon of the new millennium." Remember, this is going into 2000, and we were all excited about the new millennium. So he said, "I don't want it delivered until January 1st, 2000. So Aerostar held the balloon on the first working day after the January 1st holiday. They completed all the paperwork, signed the deal, delivered the balloon to him. And Bill was forever proud of the fact that he had what he considered to be the first new balloon of the new millennium. But all you had to do to set Bill off was to say, "You know, Bill, there are some who think the new millennium really doesn't start till January 1, 2001. That was an argument you were never going to win, and it was going to go all day long, so bring a sack lunch. My position as BFA Publications editor allows me to have close contact with Becky in the museum here. And she's very good about letting me know what her needs are, and I try to help out by letting the world know what those needs are through the publications. And it was about the same time that we lost Sandy and Bill that she had told me the museum wanted to build a library of books and videos for children, for researchers, a really first-class library. So I was very pleased that the North Louisiana Ballooning Association, members wanted to remember Bill and Sandy in a special way, made a donation a few months ago of $1,500 to the museum to create what will become the Harwell DeMoss Memorial Library. The signage for the library is just inside this room. Right now it's a few bookshelves, and there are some books going on it slowly but surely, and there will be more to come. And I would hope that if you have the opportunity to support it, either with a donation of books from your own library perhaps, books, rare books particularly that you may find in used bookstores or on eBay or wherever, or with just a cash donation, that would be most very much appreciated. So it's my pleasure on behalf of the families of Bill and Sandy, on behalf of the members of the North Louisiana Ballooning Association, to finish off the library, if you will, with the dedication of these 2 plaques of Bill and Sandy in their balloons, enjoying the sport that they love so much. And hopefully the library will be a very nice addition to the museum here. Thank you very much.